Life is a linear equation in which you can't cross multiply. If you think you can do it, you can do it. If you think you can't do it, you can't do it. It's a simple formula. Hi and Hariom children. Today's session is about revision of linear equations. We will have a go through session of how to draw graph using linear equation in one variable and two variables. Shall we start the session with prayer? Sit straight, close your eyes, take a deep breath, chant Om 3 times, followed by prayer.
सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरि ओम् श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरि ओम्.
The objective of this lesson is to solve linear equations using properties of equality, to solve linear equations that can be simplified by combining like terms, and to solve linear equations involving fractions. A small introduction of this video. An equation of the form ax plus by plus c equal to 0, where a, b and c are real numbers and a and b are both 0 is called a pair of linear equation in two variables x and y. The standard form of a pair of a linear equation in two variables x and y is a1x plus b1y plus c1 equals 0, a2x plus b2y plus c2 equals 0, where a1, b1, c1, a2, b2, c2 are real numbers.
Look at this problem. 3 added to a number gives us 10. Find that number. We know it's 7, but that's not the reason why I asked you this question. I want to know how can we represent this problem in a simpler way. We can probably say x plus 3 equals 10. Find x. 3 is added to a number to get 10. We just assign a variable to that number. This is called an equation, and it helps us write large problems like these in a shorter way. This equation has just one variable, which is x, and it's an unknown, and the highest power of x is 1. These kinds of equations are called linear equations in one variable. They're also referred to as first-degree equations in one variable. They are called linear or first degree because the highest degree of the variable is 1. We will have a deeper understanding of why such equations are called linear in the coming videos. We categorize an equation into 3 parts. We have an equality sign in the center. To its left is the left-hand side, which is shown here as LHS, and to its right is the right-hand side, shown here as RHS. The problems for such kind of equations require us to solve for the value of the variable. There are 2 ways in which we can solve the equation. The first method is called the inverse operations method, and the second one is by using the transpose method. Both the methods give us the same answer, But after we solve equations using both the methods, we will realize that the transpose method is preferred over the inverse operations method. Represent a linear equation in two variables graphically. Let's take a very simple equation and try to plot it on a graph. Something like x plus y equals 4. It is a linear equation as the maximum power of any variable is 1 and it has two variables x and y. Now how can this be represented on a graph? Let's have the coordinate plane on the right hand side. It's very easy to represent this equation graphically. All we need to do is find many pairs of x and y values that satisfy this equation. So let's make a table here that has x values in the first row and y values in the second. Now let's take three random values of x. Say -1, 0 and 1. And with these x values, let's see what values we get for y. If x is -1, then y will be 5. Because 4 minus -1 will give us 5. If x is 0, then y will be 4. And if x is 1, then y will be 3. Now we got three pairs of values which satisfy this equation. Now to get the graph of this equation, we just need to plot these points on the coordinate plane and join them. -1, 5 will lie here, 0, 4 will lie here, and 1, 3 can be plotted here. Now when we join these 3 points, we will get the graph of this linear equation. On joining these points, we get a straight line. This is the graph of the linear equation x plus y equals 4. It looks like a simple graph, but there are many things we can infer from it. First, the graph is a straight line. The graph of a linear equation in two variables will always be a straight line. No matter what linear equation you pick, its graph will always be a straight line. What else does this graph tell us? Another important thing it tells us is that whichever point you pick on this line, it will be a solution to this equation. Now these 3 points we surely know are the solutions of this linear equation. So let's take another random point. Say this one. It's 5, -1. When x is 5 and y is -1, we see that the equation is satisfied. 5 plus -1 is 4. So whichever point you take on this line, it will be a solution to this linear equation. And is there anything else you can deduce from this concept? Absolutely. If we pick a point which does not lie on the line, it will not be a solution to this equation. Take any random point which does not lie on this line. Say this point, -1, 2. It will not be one of the solutions of this equation as it does not lie on this line. And we can also verify it mathematically. -1 plus 2 is 1 and not 4. Now you know how to plot the graph of a linear equation in two variables. And apart from that, there are 3 main takeaways from this video. First, the graph of a linear equation will always be a straight line. Second, every point on the line will be the solution of the equation which represents the line. And third, every point which does not lie on the line will not be a solution of the linear equation which represents the line. What happens when we plot the graphs of a pair of linear equations in two variables? We see that next. How does the graph of a pair of linear equations look? Let's take two equations. First, x plus y equals 4, and second, x minus y equals 2. In the previous video, we'd plotted the graph of the first equation. Now let's plot the graph of the second one on the same plane. Let's see what we get. We make a similar table on the left for the second equation and get 3 pairs of values for x and y. We assume 3 random values for x and get appropriate values for y. The three pairs of values we get are -1, -3, 0, -2, and 1, -1. Plotting these points and joining them, we get another straight line for the second equation. This line represents the equation x minus y equals 2. And the previous one represents x plus y equals 4. Now look at this graph and tell me what all can you deduce? Let's talk about the things we discussed in the previous video. The graphs of linear equations are always straight lines. Next, every point that lies on this line will be a solution for the equation x plus y equals 4. And every point that lies on this line will be a solution for the equation x minus y equals 2. For instance, 4, 2 will be a solution for the equation x minus y equals 2. 4 minus 2 is 2. And what about the points that lie on neither of the lines? Easy. They will not be the solutions for either of them. Is there anything else you can see in this graph? Anything interesting? Look at the point where both lines intersect. What can you tell me about this point? Yes, this point lies on both the lines. And what does that imply? It implies that this point is the solution to both the equations. The point 3, 1 is the solution to both the equations. You can even try it out mathematically. 3 plus 1 is 4 and 3 minus 1 is 2. Both equations are satisfied. So plotting graphs of pairs of linear equations also gives us the solution. This pair of linear equations has exactly one solution, which is why it's called a consistent pair of linear equations. Will any pair of linear equations always have just one solution? Can they have two solutions? Can they have no solutions? Or can they have infinite solutions? All the answers in the next video. I want you to pause the video and read this problem well. Let's go through this example together. It says that a quiz has 10 questions and is worth 50 points. At this point, do not assume that each question will be worth 5 points. We don't know about the weightage of each question yet. The next line is very important. It says that the test consists of two types of questions: multiple choice questions and fill-in-the-blanks questions. Have we been told how many of each type we have in the quiz? Nope, but we've been given how many marks you get for each question we answer correctly. If we answer an MCQ question correctly, we get 3 points, and if we answer a fill-in-the-blanks question correctly, we get 8 points. And what is that we've been asked for? The number of MCQs on the test. So let the number of MCQs on the test be M and the number of FIBs on the test be F. We've been asked to find the value of M. Let's break the information down. What does the first line tell us? The quiz has 10 questions in total. What will that mean in terms of M and F? Come on, you should be able to answer this. It tells us that M plus F will equal 10. Sum of MCQs and FIBs will equal 10. Because these are the only two types of questions in the quiz. Next, it tells us that the maximum points you can score in the quiz is 50. And the weightage of each MCQ is 3 points and that of each FIB question is 8 points. Can you frame an equation with this data? Try it. The maximum marks you can get with MCQs is 3 times M, and the maximum marks you can get with FIBs is 8 times F. So the equation which explains this part is 3M plus 8F equals 50. These are the two linear equations we formed based on the data provided in the question. M plus F equals 10 and 3M plus 8F equals 50. How do we solve this? None of the coefficients are the same, which means we cannot add or subtract directly. We need to modify the equations to make the coefficients of one of the variables same. As we've been asked for the value of M, let's make the coefficients of F same. So we multiply the first equation with 8 to get this. Let this be the third equation. To eliminate F, we can subtract the second equation from the third one. 8M minus 3M plus 8F minus 8F equals 80 minus 50. We get 5M as 30, and that gives us the value of M as 6. There are 6 MCQs on the test. And if there are 6 MCQs, the remaining 4 will be FIB questions. The only trick you need to use with word problem is breaking it down word by word.
Here is a quick recap of the session. An equation is a statement that two expressions are equal. A variable is a symbol that represents many different numbers in a set of numbers. Any value of a variable that makes an equation true is a solution of the equation. A linear equation can be written in the form ax equal to b, where a, b, c are real numbers and a is not equal to 0. Recall that an equation will have an equal sign while an expression will not. We solve equations, we simplify expressions. Learning outcomes. Revise representing a function by an arrow diagram using the terms domain and range and notation. F of x equals x plus 1 for x tends to x plus 1. Make tables of linear functions in order to draw their graphs. Be able to deduce the significance of m and c in y equal to mx plus c. Deduce the product of gradients of two perpendicular lines is minus 1. Given a series of linear graphs and equation, be able to match the correct equation with the graph. Be able to derive a linear relationship from a straight line graph. Use straight line graphs in practical situations.
Sit down on the ground comfortably. Without moving your head and neck, look upwards and then downwards. Keep your neck and back straight. Now look at the sides alternating with the left and right. Do not move your neck while looking sideways. Now look to your left, then look upwards. Move your eyes right and then look down. Look upwards, to your right, and then down. Now look upwards, then to your left and down. Now alternatively, look to your left once after looking upwards, before looking down, and then look to your right the next time after looking up. Close your eyes and rest for some time. Sit comfortably and bring your hands straight forward at shoulder height and raise your thumbs. Look at your thumbs. Slowly spread apart your hands. Look at your left and right thumbs alternatively while spreading your hands apart. Bring your hands together, continuing to look at your left and right thumbs alternatively. Close your eyes and rest for some time.
पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम।